Chatty Chatot here, and welcome to another vlog video, guys. Welcome to a special vlog. Well, to a top 5, actually. Let's bring this mic in closer so you can hear me a lot better. So, guys, I have been tagged by the 31st. I think it's how I pronounced your name, I think. Hopefully, maybe. Sorry if I'm really bad at that. Anyway, he's tagged me. Even though I'm busy as it is. Thank you, dude. I appreciate being tagged. So he has tagged me in a top 5 video, a special top 5 video, which is my top 5 potential mascots. So, where do I start this video? Basically, I'm going to do a little bit of a prelogue before we even start the top 5 rolling, like I do with the normal top 5s. Also, I'm going to tag some people at the end. If you've already done it, then great, guys. But if not, then get to it or make a blog about it. I want to see it on Pikachu Balance, right? Again, link in the description. So also the link will be in the description as well for his channel and where this all started. So yay, thanks, dude. But okay, I'm rambling. So basically, my list, because back in the day there was only really 3 mons in total. This includes my actual mascot. Say hi, Chatot. He won't say hi. But Chit Chat is obviously my mascot. It is my version of a Chatot. It's a limited edition version of a Chatot, as well as just your normal, regular Chatot. So Chatot was obviously one of those, but there was 2 more. So I didn't really have enough for a top 5. So what I've done is sort of, if I thought about it now, what mons would be in that top 5. So the first sort of 3 are sort of potential that could have been because of the history I have with the channel now. And the top 2 are basically what were considered back in the day before Chatty Chatot became a thing. So without further ado, guys, we are going to get started at number 5. So number 5 is, yeah, it's a cute thing. It's something I kind of thought about. I thought, what could potentially replace my mascot if Chatot wasn't a thing. I haven't got a plush of this, but it's a cute little bird, and I like it mainly because of the anime. So it is Natto. Natto. I like its cry. Toot toot. So Natto is a very cute little bird. Again, I like birds. The reason Chatot obviously wins over this is because Chatot, I mean my mascot, I'm kind of holding him now. Chatot is a parrot. And I own parrots, and I love parrots. So it kind of had it over on that in a bird sense. And Natto was just sort of generic. It's based off like the Aztec sort of psychic power sort of thing. It's cute. That's the only reason. Like, it's shiny's okay. But as a mascot, I mean, what name could you give yourself? Petite Natto? Natto Petite? The third eye Natto? It sounds a bit weird. So obviously for reasons, I mean, Natto again was actually partially considered. It was like a fort, but that was about it. But yeah, sorry Natto. Chatot kind of won that competition. Anyway, we're going to go on to number 4. Oops, sorry. So number 4. So number 4, again, probably was considered in the back of my head, but I don't remember this. Like I said, this half of the list is sort of potentials that probably would have been now. And that is actually Altaria. Again, I haven't got a plush of Altaria. I should get them really, but again, plush are expensive. So Altaria is, I wouldn't have had the shiny Altaria. I know it's okay, the shiny, but it's not great in my opinion. I'm not the much for yellow shinies, so yeah. But the reason Altaria is I've had Peahen, which is my competitive Altaria, for a long time. It also did so well in the Skylock as well, and that's kind of my relation to it. Again, I probably briefly thought about it back in the day, but I sincerely doubt I would have chose it over Chatot because, again, it's cute, but Chatot's cuter. Chatot is quirkier. Chatot is more colourful, which reflects me as a person. I like to think I'm quite a colourful person, says the person who's wearing brown right now, but I usually wear a lot of different colours. I like to paint. I'm a very creative person. And yeah, Altaria just doesn't have that. It's cool with it being like dragon flying, and then it loses the flying type when it mega evolves and gets even poofier, which is even better. But unfortunately, it just isn't. Also, it's a second stage evolution, so it's just not mascot material. Most mascots that Poketubers have are little. Chatot has that. Altaria doesn't. Sorry, Altaria. I love you, P-Hem, but you're just not mascotty. Sorry. Number 3. Number 3, even though it's sort of associated with me now, within passing, when I say the nickname, people know exactly what it is if you watch me regularly, which is Fear. Now, for those of you who know who that is, please comment down below what it was. Have you done that? Awesome. For the people who don't know who Fear is a Salamence. He is my plush of a Salamence. This is a chibi plush of Salamence. Obviously, it's not very scary. So, Fear and me bonded. I mean, I've always liked Salamence as a Pokemon. It wouldn't have been really thought of back in the day because I wasn't really a dragon type person. I do like dragon types more now that I've used more of them. But Fear and me sort of bonded in the Platinum Taglock. Fear was definitely my baby. I caught him. He was a really... It helped us a lot, Fear did. And he's been in a couple of different things as well, as I've got him competitively as well. But as a mascot, he's a bit scary. Chatot isn't that scary. He can squawk, but that's about it. Fear, the Salamence. Salamence is a bit of a scary mon. It is in the anime. Shiny isn't great either. Mega is pretty cool, but it looks a bit weird. But the reason why I wouldn't have chosen Fear as a mascot, I mean, it's great that he's associated with me now, but the main mascot will always be Chit Chat, the Chatot, because Fear's just too scary. And it's a final evolution. Again, I already said about this. Final evolutions don't tend to be mascots because they're not cute, or they basically have to be cute or cool. And yes, Salamence is cool, but it's got too much intimidation going for it, which is scary, and people don't like that as a mascot traditionally. So unfortunately, Fear doesn't make the list, but I do love you to bits, Fear, so because you're a cool guy. And anybody else who likes Salamence, please comment down below. You're awesome, guys. So finally, we get on to the true mascot list. Now, before we get on to that, guys, if you haven't already, if you want to see what the top 2 are, don't forget to please comment down below what you guys think and what your potential mascots are, or guessing what mine were. Just comment down below, and if you like the video, please like and please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so guys know when I'm doing top 5s. And also, if you guys want to see some more top 5s, please comment down below. Anyway, let's get on to number 2. Oh, number 2. I'm excited about number 2 because this is true. And some people are going to think I'm lying about this, but no, it's true. And I kind of sort of hate myself. I don't hate myself for this, but my number 2 spot goes to this guy. In a competitive, my competitive one is called Crosshairs. Some people will know what it is, and it's this dude. Just touch my mic. It is this dude. Let's put your arms up. It is a Metagross. This is a Mega Metagross, but it's the only plush I have at the moment. So, Metagross. Let's talk about Metagross. Now, yeah, so Metagross was potentially going to be one of my mascots. It was thought about. I was going to be, I'm trying to think of the name I came up for, but basically it wasn't going to be a shiny Metagross like this one. It was going to be a blue Metagross because I do prefer, I like both. the shiny has grown on me over the years, but the blue one would have been my mascot. And I probably would have been like the blue cross or something like that. The blue gross, or the blue Metagross, or the blueberry, or something like that. I can't remember the original name. It was something daft like that. And Metagross is, believe it or not, if Chatot hadn't came along, Metagross would have been my favourite mon. It's actually my second favourite mon of all time. I like Metagross a lot. I just think it's cool. One of my favourite trainers has one. Like, one of my favourite champions has one. And Metagross is just really cool as a mon. I like the steel typing. I like how it's intelligent, but it's gentle. And it's it's not fierce. But why didn't it end up being my mascot is what you're asking. Why didn't I end up being the blue Metagross? The blue Metagross, yes. Well, it comes down to this. Chatot exists. And I like Chatot more. Chatot, again, I'm a big bird fan. I'm definitely a flying type person. I've bred and done birds for a long time. And owned birds for a long time, and Chatot just looks like one of my birds. And as much as I love Metagross, he is a bit fierce. He does look a little bit fierce, especially in his mega. Again, so it kind of cuts across the rules of being intimidating, not being cute. Metagross can be a little bit cutesy sometimes. I mean, if I was going to draw a mascot version of him, because I do sort of always refer to Metagross as being a him rather than a her, I probably would put a little tiny bow just to be adorable. But yeah, that's the reason why Metagross isn't my mascot. But I do love Metagross. But don't let a certain PokeTuber tell you that, and don't tell him that I like the shiny either, because I'll never hear the end of it anyway. Let's move on to number 1. So, number 1, what could have been? What could have been? So, I'm going to tell you a really quick little story about number 1. So, this could have been me. It was a cut thing. I nearly ended up that I had ideas of what the mascot could have looked like. I had things sketched out. I had stuff for this, basically. That's how close this kind of was. So my number 1 mascot was actually a Pokemon I don't really use very often anymore at all, which is, well, it's not this, because I haven't actually got a plush of this, but it is of this line. It is Pidgey. Yes, Pidgey. I bet you're wondering, what? Pidgey? Why Pidgey? Well, I come from Gen 1. I'm not a Gen 1er, by all means. I like a lot of Gen 3 Pokemon, so I'm definitely not a Gen 1er by any means. But why Pidgey? Pidgey was the first mon I caught when I went on my Pokemon journey, and it's always been similar, and I've always called it Pidge, and it's always been Pidge. Pidge would have been the mascot if Chatot wasn't here. The thing about Pidge is, I would have been called, the channel name, I can tell you what the channel name was because I do remember this very clearly. I would have been known as Petite Pidgey or Tiny Pidge. Tiny Pidge or Tiny Pidgey. So that's what the channel name would have been. I know it sounds really silly, doesn't it, calling me Pidge. But the reason I had this as a potential mascot, fighting over it with Chatot, is because it's generally a bird I liked. It was the original one I went for, and it was cute. Pidgey is just a cute little thing. It is a generic little bird, but I'm a little bird in real life. So, you know, I'm not exactly small. I'm brown, like Pidgey. So I thought, you know, having one perched on my shoulder would be cute. But then I thought about the reason Chatot won out in the end is because of 2 things, actually. 2 things. And this is where also my catchphrase comes from as well. The catchphrase of chat on, my outro. Now, it's mainly because of, one, my actual real life Chatot called Gertie. She's an actual big parrot. She's this big. She's quite big. She'll fit on my shoulder. I'm not going to get her now because she's a naughty bird. And also, my actual name that I came up with, Chatty Chatot. Chatty Chatot sounds so much better than Tiny Pidgey or Petite Pidgey. It just runs better. And I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. And so that's one reason why. And then when I first said that name, and when I was first sort of sketching up and thinking, what should my channel be? My actual Chatot actually went chat on. She shouted chat on. She has never shouted it since. And I just don't know why. But she basically inspired Chatty Chatot. So if my parrot didn't do that, then I might not have been Chatty Chatot and I might have been Tiny Pidge instead. But the reasons why is because Chatot is just cute, adorable. I love, I just love the way that it looks. I mean, it's cute. It's got a little tail. I love its Pokedex entry. I just love it as a mon. So that's why Chatot ended up being my mascot and why Pidgey kind of lost out. Because Pidgey is, again, just a generic little brown bird. Chatot isn't. It's got some more individuality and you could create your own character. And that's what I did. I got my two favourite colours, some colours from my actual Chatots, and I created my own version of Chatot, which is why I have Chit Chat. And Chit Chat is blooming awesome, if I do say so myself. So guys, were you surprised by some of the picks? Why don't you comment down below? Also, guys, I'm going to tag... Ooh, who am I going to tag? I'm going to tag PokeStar for PokeTuber Battle and Trade. I think there's Stealth. Stealth, I don't think you've been tagged yet. And also, I'm going to tag Dragon Tamer Luke as well to do this video or to actually make a blog about it. So I want to see them, guys. So hopefully, I want to see what your potential mascots could have been. And we will spread the tag all over the world. Yay! Also, I want to thank 30verse for tagging me. This has been a really fun and interesting video into thinking what potentially could have been and looking back into my actual channel's past. If you like the video, guys, please like, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys know exactly when I'm uploading. Not streaming just yet. Also, if you haven't got your Pokemon fix yet, guys, there's plenty of other stuff on the channel that you can watch. There's some Nuzlocks. There's the Terra Tag Lock going on. We've got the Chat Lock. There's awesome stuff. There's also Versus Reloaded if you want to go and check that. New episode has just come out recently, just down below. Also, if you're into other games as well, there is some indie horror games and there's also some casual guest games as well. If you want to go check them out. Anyway, guys, I've chatted on enough as per normal, and I will see you in the next episode. But remember, guys, chat on!